Hello viewer, welcome to my channel. First things first, if anything I didn't explain quite clearly during the video, please go visit my blog spot. I just started my blog spot. It's the same name as this channel, Shanghai Knife Dude. I will share more photography and the latest news about the Chinese fountain pen I get from the industry. I will share you there. Okay, so today's video I'm going to look at basically to compare the Majohn eyedropper C1 and C4, and there is some very specific specification. I was trying to compare these two pens, but all the video on YouTube apparently they didn't cover this. So what I can do is I bought both of them and I find it out myself. So here is the box. By the way, not Hongdian, pardon me. And the Majohn currently, as of today, March 2024, believe or not, they got 10 eyedropper available in the market. So eyedropper must be a very good cash cow for Hongdian. Okay, back to these two pens. I know most of you have buy Majohn for quite long time, Majohn or Moonman for quite long time, but probably you never see the box before because you buy it from AliExpress or Easy Buy in order to save the shipping cost. They probably get rid of your box. So here is what the box will be like. The C1 was launched in 2019, and the C4 launched in 2022. So that was the new old box. It's just nice to have if you give it to as a present. Okay, let's open it. So here basically is the pen. So you must be wondering what kinds of information I was looking at but unable to find. So I have to buy both of them. It's most importantly, it's the section diameter. It's the section diameter, because what I find, wake up your camera. So what I find is quite important for me is for when I was using, you see, fat pen. I appreciate fat pen, but if you want to use it daily, yeah, a slimmer section probably will do you good. So that's the information I got. I measured the two pen from the smallest section, from the smallest section to the largest. So you can tell the C1 is relatively, that's the C1, that's the C4. C1 is a slimmer in diameter compared with the C4. In other words, that pen will be, at least to me, I know it's a very objective view, but for me, C1, I will prefer C1 over the C4. C4 is much like a, it's definitely thicker than the 146, slightly slimmer than the 149. That's I have, you see, you have to try different pen, then you will know what's your favorite diameter. So what I can do here is I just find some pen in my drawer. That's why I found pen, I compared them, I tried each one of them for quite some time. So that's why I can tell diameter 10 is the prime measure, is the best size, at least for me. So that is 10. I mean 10 down the smallest section, down this bit here, and that's the size of C4. No, C1. So C1, when I was looking at this measure, I know that would be a good pen to write. And all this pen here, yeah, you got, that's the Jinhao 92, that's the Jinhao 51, and that's the Hero 616. And all these three pens with diameter under 10. Yes, under 10. And they are very flexible in when you were doing on the paper. And this is the Fat Boy. That's the Hero 565. Also called Paul Pen for Man, PFM. And this is just about right. And that's the junior Dadao 9016, and that's more likely the smallest diameter will be like around 12 or something, but I already find this pen that is the maximum I could take. That's the X159. That is the same size as the Mont Blanc 149, and I could tell you that pen is, I just can't handle that pen. That's too thick. Nevertheless, to say, leave it to the last, the thickest one is the Jinhao Dadao 9019. That is a thick. That is a 13 diameter you will be looking at here. That's too thick for me. That will be also too thick for most of the human being, I would say. So that was the first topic, the diameter selection. C1 was over much more ergonomic. What would you call that? Ergonomic friendly C1. So down to the ink capacity. I always trying to find out how much ink exactly the C1 can hold, but there's never a video of tell me exactly. Probably because that pen was released like in 3 years ago, and the most fountain pen review below most pen YouTuber, and they haven't get on track. They haven't get on a systematic review in their review, so they probably more or less they skip that part. So I have to find out myself. For C1, you got a whopping 5mm. That's a hell lot of ink you will be holding. That's a 5mm in there. That was equivalent to five regular converter you will find in the market. You will find any regular converter, for example here. That's a regular converter. That was about 1 milliliter. And this pen, this eyedropper, is holding 5 times of it. And for the C4, 2.3 in there, 2.3. And there's something special about the T4. It's about this rod. And some people call it Japanese style. And I just contact Majohn. Hey, do you know this pen is called Japanese eyedropper? And Majohn replied me with, No, he has absolutely no idea what Japanese eyedropper is, and he just believes this rod is used to entirely seal the ink supply of this pen in case you have in some circumstance facing sudden atmosphere change, air pressure change. For example, boarding an airplane, and the air if there's a sudden air pressure change inside of the barrel, either if there let's put it this way, if there is any difference between the air pressure in the barrel and outside the barrel, whichever has the higher pressure, the ink go to the lower pressure bit. In putting human language, in the air, without these rods, this pen more likely to spit ink out of the pen. So that's what this rod is for. It closes it up entirely. So and okay, back to the Japanese story. Majohn said he has actually no clue what Japanese eyedropper is. He just think of this idea. So it's not entirely. So it's not. Don't call it Japanese. Majohn is not happy his pen to be called Japanese style. And so back to like I just said, if they are facing an air pressure difference, this pen will definitely spit ink out. So I just have a second thought. This pen not necessarily will spit ink. Yeah, it will spit ink, but it could be probably with the cap on, You probably will put your pen with cap on. Even with the cap on, even if spit air, if with the cap on, it wouldn't spit ink out of the reservoir, because you see the thread here. It seals the chamber 1 and the chamber 2. They keep it both at the same pressure. Even you in the air or landing, after you landing, the air pressure remain equal. There's a one, or if you were using the pen in the air, it's even inferior of the situation, because when you're using the pen in the air, and you cap it before you landing, before you landing, the ink will go back to it. It's not the other way. It won't go other way around. Also, if there is any ink spit into the chamber, into the cap chamber, there's a seal here. It prevents the ink from leaking outside. So I will say this pen C1 is also airplane friendly, as friendly as the C4. So let's go to the third topic. This video is going too long. It's 14 minutes already. C4. There is one major issue of the C4. I will cover that later. Because C4, it's so beautifully made. It's so the finishing of it. In here, you could uncap it, but the gap here, you can't feel there's a gap here. It's so well made. It's so well made here. I mean, ask any Japanese pen maker. Can they make such a lovely pen under the price of Majohn? Definitely not. Never. Japanese failed in this way. And there's one the cap here, yeah, it looks like it's a screw on, but I told you, I swear, there's no gap here at all. That's one piece of acrylic. There's a one piece, entirely one piece here. But no one ever talk about it because this pen is too cheap or something. But the cheap pen doesn't mean it's very well made. So delicate, that design, so delicate, so clever. Okay, let's go down to the serious issue of this C4. Yeah, once you screw the cap on to the pen, screw on cap to the pen, there was one issue with this pen. That is fully locked now. If you push it sideways, for example, if this pen is put in your bag, yeah, and there always some force will apply from the sideway of the pen. Now here, there's a certain click. Now here again. After several of this, the pen unscrew itself. Now this pen here, now it's unscrewed. So the threading, there are some serious issue with the threading on here and here, on the barrel and the cap. I will try one more time, then you will know what I'm talking about. Now it's fully locked. Now this pen is unscrewed. It unlocks itself. So that is the issue of the C4. And for the C1, no such issue at all. It was just solid. Once it's screwed, it's just solid one piece. Okay, finally, go to the final point. Weight. You will see with the... I always measure the weight of during the uncap. For C1, you have 9 gram, only 9 gram here, but you with 9 millimeter of ink. So altogether, you will be talking about 14 gram in your hand. And for the C4, 18.6 plus 2.3, that would be 21. Yeah, 21. 19.9, but I made, no, 20.9, but I made it 21. So that will be the weight difference you will be facing. But if you, there are the 14 and 21, that depends on you whether you think that is the issue or not. But that is the issue. I have to address it because no one ever talk about it yet. Okay, I believe that's all I would like to talk in this video. I would like to talk about in this video. And if you still got anything unsure and you want to see some beautiful picture I've taken and the latest some latest Chinese fountain pen news or gossip, I will share it on my blog spot. Okay. See ya.